Hello. So, some people were asking for a tutorial about my chicken coop. I made this really tall just because I made this a super flat world, and, well, I don't want to have to worry about bedrock down below when I start digging down for the redstone and all that. So, depending on how big you want to make this, this can change for what you need. For instance, in case some of you don't know how, you can do this. And this way here, you can increase your storage space. It'll just drop down. Nothing fancy, but in case you didn't know, the hopper goes in there, down to there, down to there, and it'll keep going down. So any place you see me do a hopper like that, that can be replaced with that. So, moving right along, you're going to need glass panes, hopper, this is a dropper, dispenser, in case you aren't familiar with, this is Mises texture pack. I'm here on the test world, so because of the snapshot, you'll notice redstone doesn't really work correctly for that, but it all still works fine. Redstone torch, redstone, repeater, comparator. Now these two over here, you can do whatever you want. I like glass around the outside, only because I like being able to look inside. If you don't care, you could build this on the side of a mountain. It doesn't really matter as long as you have the size correct. Now, because I'm building it out of glass and redstone cannot be put on glass, I'm also going to be using stone for the actual redstoning parts. Alright, enough with that. Let's get this going. You're going to want to start off with a 10 by 10 area. You're going to bring it up by at least 5. You can go higher if you want, but you need to do at least 5. The reason I didn't start this off with it being 5 high automatically is I just didn't want people to come in and be like, well, I didn't know what you were doing or whatever, so I'm going to build the whole thing. It's going to take a second, though. So yeah, sorry about this one taking so long to be posted. I mean, if someone's watching it and didn't know that people were looking for the tutorial, then they won't actually know why I'm apologizing, but my computer had actually crapped out for a while, and Dell was dragging their feet, I'll say. I don't know who's watching this, but yeah, they were being really slow about finally fixing it, even with me having the warranty. So I had to wait. I was trying to do it on my old desktop, but that didn't turn out because the sound card was broken. Anyway, moving along. Now that you got your 5x5, go back down to the bottom and grab out your glass panes. You're just going to make a floor, okay? No big deal. First glass, but you want to have your glass panes ready. Now, because I want to do this for speed, you're going to want the dead center to not be glass to save you on the glass. So if you're doing this as I'm doing it and pausing it, just skip the glass in the center. You can count it out, but since I'm in creative here and not on my survival world, it doesn't really matter. 8 across the center, so 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the center. And we're just going to put glass panes for all 4 of those. Alright, so then you got this nice little drop right there. I knocked these out just for ease of coming up here and all of that. Now, all you have to do now, you're done with your glass panes, and you're done with your glass. So let's grab out the stones, and we'll use the bucket of water, and then we'll grab the dropper. Bucket of water in every corner. Now, you could have made this bigger than 10 by 10, but I had issues with the water. The water would not flow to the direct center. Like right now, if I were to throw this anywhere in here, this bucket, boom, it's going to fall down that hole, and it's going to land right down there. No matter what. Bam. Every time. So that was the whole purpose of that. Now we can get a dropper out here. And just to get dead center, we're going to do this, that, 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 and that. So all of them lead into one hopper. Now, I'm just going to change its direction so I don't have to use as many hoppers. Now over here, I'm just going to put a chest. We'll make it look nice. Put it right there, and right there. And then we just have to hopper to it. And that's that. Hopper, hopper, hopper. And hopper. Now anything in the water will end up in this chest. I'm not done with the hopper, so I won't throw them. But I am done with the bucket of water. So we'll throw that in there. Drops in. And there's our bucket of water. That nice, quick, simple. It's perfect. Now, we're going to want to hopper out of the bottom of the chest. Now, an important thing, if you're messing with this over here, say you wanted to bring that all the way down, you can make the chest all the way down here and just do that across it. That's another good thing about the glass. I can just come over here and show you guys through it. But anyway, so you can do that over here. Now, when you do that, be careful that this never passes directly under one of these hoppers. Otherwise, one of the eggs will come down into here, or whatever you're dropping in here, like my bucket of water, and it'll fall into that, and it'll create a never-ending chain where it'll come up and through here. Again, for those of you who haven't seen the original one, the link will be in the description, but it's going to fire the eggs out over there. So, let's make it daytime so you guys can actually see. So, we're going to continue from here. Alrighty. Now, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I'm doing a hopper chain, I like to just do that. And we're just going to be careful with that. Dropper. Up. Dropper. No! Sorry, I'm not the most efficient about putting down these things, but I'll do my best for you guys. We don't have any redstone, so we don't need to worry about that yet, which is why we're doing it in this order. Now, if I were you, I would put it up one higher. On mine, I only have it to there, and that's because I built my entire base underwater. And, well, it gets a little hard to mess with it, and, you know, without having the water drop down into all your redstone. So there's that. We just need to put this as hoppers. Hopper. All that stone can go now that we lined it up. And bam. So now we should get something that, whoopsies, that ends up in that bottom one. So that bucket of water that we already placed should end up right there. And that's perfect. I'm going to take that back for test purposes. Now, what we need to do is we need to have a comparator come out of that, or into there. Now, because of redstone not working like that and all that, we're going to do this. We're going to have a torch right there with a redstone. Now, again, don't worry, the redstone's going to look a little weird, but it's fine. It's not really going to matter. And then you're going to have another one there, and there, and there. Now, you're going to put a repeater here. Right-click it once to put it at 2 ticks, because originally it's only on 1 tick. You're going to redstone across. And now, if we were to put an item in there, you will notice that that would tick, turning that off, and it would make a little motion. Now, the whole purpose of that is to turn that off. Now, we're going to make a redstone ladder. I don't know if other people call it other things, but I call it a redstone ladder. Now, the purpose of this is that when this ticks off, that will turn on, which will turn that off, which will turn that on, and it'll keep going up. So when that one has an item in it, it'll be powered to drive it up to here, and then that one will turn on, which will drive it up to there, and it'll go all the way up to the top. That's the whole purpose of this one. It's not insanely complicated redstone or anything like that. I know some of these people on YouTube will put insane redstone things together that it takes me actually a few times looking at it before I can figure out how it works. But this one, I try to do things that anyone can do without like a redstone degree. Now, another thing you're going to want to do over here to make sure that everything doesn't just automatically pass through is you're going to want to change that to a nice little piece of stone, and that automatically turns that off. So now, if we come up here, we throw in our bucket of water, and it got sucked up. It stayed here. Last time it went all the way over there, but this turns off the hopper, so you don't have to worry about it. Now, very simple redstone, again, so all we have to do is turn this off. No big deal. Break a little more glass so it can fit through. And then right here, all we have to do is put a lever. Forgot to grab my lever and drop that there. Glass. Let me through. For some reason, it's being very finicky for the recording. I did a test run before this, and it worked fine. Now, anyway. Oh. Whoops. I didn't make that one low enough. That was my bad. Let's put that there. That goes down there. We'll make it higher. Again, I care about how it looks. And I think most of you do too, so break out some of this glass. It'd be a lot easier when you're doing it underwater. Not underwater, underground. Because you won't have to worry about, oh no, this and that. But anyway, so we have the water bucket there. We hit that. Water bucket's gone. It comes up. Gets spit out. Unfortunately, I may have to put more than one in there. There is one issue with this. Now, the issue is, if you put in the items, sometimes they will get stuck in this little item elevator. However, only 2 ever get stuck. So if I were to put in 16 eggs, 14 would come out. But if I were to put in 16 eggs again after those original 16, I would get 16 eggs. It's not that 2 always get trapped. It's that the first 2 get trapped. So instead of that, if I were to grab, like I was saying, eggs, don't need a lever anymore, we'll just pop these in here real quick. Now, they're all going to come in, but we're also going to get our bucket of water to come back out, because it's only going to handle the eggs. Uh-oh. Where are our eggs? Uh-oh. Did I redstone? They're all getting trapped right here, aren't they? Yep. The redstone's too close to the hopper. So let that be a little lesson. I was not done with the lever. But another thing to watch out for. If you put the redstone too close, it will actually power the hopper, and we'll have the exact same issue that we were just talking about with having the redstone underneath that hopper. So anyway, just pop that up there. Now we should have had, yep, all the eggs from before went right through, not a problem. So I'm just going to show that real quick. Don't need any of these things, we're all done with that. And at the end of this, I'm actually going to go back to my original one just to show. So we'll just do that. And notice they all stayed right there. So any of these chickens up here laying eggs will come right down into here and they'll stay here. And if you did your extra storage, like I was talking about over there, then it'll just filter down into all them too and into this. But once these hoppers are full and this chest is full, all the eggs will sit right in the water up there. So let's just flick this, and as you see, eggs will come out. Come on. Don't make a liar out of me. Obviously the eggs already came out. Is there another one charged? Ah, you can't tell me that I'm screwing this up this bad on recording. Come on. Oh my god. That one underneath is charging it now. Oh, I'm sorry, people. I don't know why I'm doing so horrible. Well, I warned you this wasn't going to be a hardcore redstoning one. Can't even get this part right. Here we go. And once again. Now, all the eggs... Oop, and apparently a redstone. Whoopsies. So we're going to get a redstone to come back through here. As you can see, that's all coming through. The redstone went in as well. So even if something wrong comes in here, we don't have to worry about it. Shows up right there. So let's just hit that. And there we go. So, yeah. I had that one up one too high while being under the hopper. And you'll see this. Now, this is actually turning on and off, but it's not going to show. I don't know why that never shows, but it doesn't show on the snapshot or anything, so it's not just a bug like that. But it flashes through, one tick, one tick, one tick. Now, because of this, you're making, I think they call it a clock circuit. I just call it a one-tick delay. You get the tick, and then you get the two-tick there, so you get 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, etc., etc. So you get the one tick all the way up. All your eggs come into here. They will come in here faster than they could be pushed out. But, as you can see, it'll still all go without a problem. And without a hitch, we have all these chickens. Now, you can make a staircase going up to the top. You can do this however you want. If you want to use like a piston door over on the side wall here to get in. On my survival server, I actually have flying enabled, so I just punch out these two up here, and I can just fly right in. I can pull out my sword, I can land in here, stand right in here, and just kill me some chickens when I'm looking for XP and such. No problem whatsoever. Get XP, get chicken, get feathers, get it all. Whoopsies. Apparently, when I was just clicking, being in creative, gotta be a little more careful. So, that's that. I'm going to pop over now to... Whoops. I'm going to pop over now to my survival server, and I'm going to show exactly how it works in, like, the end game for getting your chicken and all of that. I've got it all set up already, so let's pop on over there. Alright, we're back. And we are now inside my underworld. Oops. Let me turn on fly. We'll just get over there. And here we are. Now, as you see, I currently have roughly, up here you can see, 403 entities. So I have about 400 chickens in there. And the lights down there aren't on, so I'm actually going to pause for a minute and come back when the lights are on. Alright, we're back. As you can see, the lights are on right there. Now, the reason that is I have comparators right behind hooked up to the hoppers at the top. Now, that means that when those lights are staying on, light turned off. When those lights are staying on, you've got all those hoppers, those chests, the hoppers along there, and for those who haven't seen this before, there's my chest and lever from the tutorial we just did. Now, when all that is full, the lights will turn on and I know that it is set. Now all I have to do is come in here, come down here, find the drop point so it doesn't feed into the system, there we go, and then just start clicking away. Now I'm using a diamond sword with fire enchant. Do I have to use a diamond sword? No. But I can use quote-unquote money in the game on this server to repair, so I'm not too worried about it. Obsidian sold for a really good amount, and I had a pretty good stockpile. So, I'm pretty well set on this server. But, in any case, I still like to do all this kind of stuff. For those of you wondering what I'm talking about with the money and all that, and for those that do already know, good for you, cool. But there's a plugin called Essentials that you can use with Bukkit, and one of the things that it does is it allows you to keep track of currency, like this. I can type /balance and it tells me right there, and as you can see, I'm a millionaire. Now, that's an insane amount of money. To give you an idea, diamonds I think are only worth like 200. So, yeah. Huge money, absolutely nothing to spend it on. Now, another thing to keep in mind, if your computer can handle it, 400 is cool, but 400's about where I leave it. One time I accidentally left it on, I had over 1,000 chickens, and I was running at 1 frame per second. You also want to grab food, because as you can see, all this swinging is going to really wreck that for you. Here we go. Starting to tear through them. There is a lot of them. And I'm sorry for the wait, but again, for those of you who didn't understand what I was talking about, I did want to have an example. You can always skip ahead or whatever. You're not forced to watch this part of the video, but alright. Starting to get down towards the end of them. I'm sorry if you can hear my mouse clicking too. It's a really loud mouse, but it's been with me for years. This thing can survive anything. Alright, and now because I've been standing here, you can see after 400 chickens, there were some eggs left in here. But I have all those feathers, all this cooked chicken because I used a fire enchanted sword. Let's hop on out of here. And, well, maybe let's hop out of here. There we go. And let's come on downstairs. We'll flick this lever. And then you can just AFK because now you're officially throwing eggs to spawn your chickens. Takes a second for it to go all the way through. There we go. And now at a steady rate, it'll start spitting those out. Now, if you did it like the tutorial instead of like here, you see, if I had broken that one to make it even one higher, then the gravel would have fallen, and then I'd have water all down there, and it's just, So, if you can, and you're not limited like me, I would make this up a little higher, maybe even right there, as long as it's away from your doorway to get in, because this way here, you don't have to worry about it hitting your chickens. Like right now, the eggs will actually kill some of my chickens as they're being spit out. But this is the tutorial. I hope you guys enjoy it. You can leave a comment. I always check in for it. You know, I've got it on my phone, everything, so I'll always reply as soon as I get it. Alright? Thanks for watching.